Hey, this is Kiara Molina with Key Readings. This is video number 5 in the Reluctant Hero Tarot series, where we overcome the limitations that stop us from walking our paths. And today's video is going to be about the fear of discomfort or pressure. For me, the discomfort and pressure that comes with thinking about taking the steps that I want to take or I know that I need to take in order to accomplish my goals, it can come with a lot of thinking about and anticipating the discomfort of having to make the right choices, i.e. making the choices that are going to, in my mind, take me down the next step to fulfillment. I'm anticipating the friction that's going to happen when, instead of doing the things that I would normally do at certain times, I'm now making decisions to do other things. And me simply taking extra time just anticipating that friction and that discomfort can be a factor in what's slowing me down and actually making the decision to go ahead and take those steps. So we'll go ahead and start pulling cards. And the first question, as always, is how does the fear of discomfort and the fear of pressure manifest in our lives? And we have the Emperor. And the Emperor is a major card that's talking about our faculties, basically our ability to choose for ourselves. The Emperor is the ruler, obviously. So in the tarot, it's really talking about your ability to rule over yourself. That is the first and foremost thing. That is the most important thing in you being able to walk your path to fulfillment, is your ability to be in control of yourself. Understanding the choices that you make in regards to your emotions, to your behaviors, and to your thoughts and feelings. So when we talk about how the fear of discomfort and the fear of pressure manifests in our life, the Emperor is telling us that we are feeling that pressure that can come with this understanding that we are in control. As we come into adulthood, is understanding that now more than ever, the choices that we make for ourselves are going to determine what is going to happen tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, and in much more impactful ways than we could really understand previously in childhood and adolescence. With the Emperor, we're understanding that since we are in control and we make the choices on what we're going to feel, what we're going to think, and what we're going to do, and who we're going to be, that we can't always blame the results of our lives on other things. Of course, the things the circumstances around us that we come into when we are born and when we are raised, these are things that are going to have impactful influence on our lives and the trajectory of those things. At the same time, we also must recognize that in the situations that life presents to us, we have choices in how we look at these things, how we act in these situations, the way that we feel during and after and about these things. These are the matters that we have the most intimate choice in. And so with that being said, it's important for us to recognize that choice so that we can start to recognize that choice, and it's important for us to start to feel comfortable and remembering that it's not just you, it's the whole world that has to recognize that. So of course, everyone is feeling a little pressure. It's not just you, and you feeling that pressure is not something that should keep you from pursuing the thing that you want to achieve. Next, we have, how does the fear of pressure and discomfort derail us on our paths to fulfillment? And for that, we have the Princess of Wands in reverse. And the Princess of Wands in reverse is telling me that we tend to dim ourselves because we have this fear of discomfort and pressure that comes with maybe not even just within ourselves. If we start showing up for ourselves, then we'll start expecting things from ourselves. We already do expect certain things from ourselves, so that's not so hard of a tradition or a transition, I mean. But if we start showing up in this new way to other people, then they may have their expectations changed of how they think we will show up going forward, or that's what we think is happening in their brain. With that, keeping in mind that we are going to just dim our light, dim our passion, and dim ourselves from even taking the route that will lead us to change because we are anticipating that pressure and discomfort. So we are not pursuing the things that we want to pursue because we're already anticipating some kind of pressure, some kind of expectation to put onto us. We're not pursuing the things that we want to do. We're not making the choices that we want to make. If we are pursuing things, we're doing it half-heartedly. We're maybe starting, but we don't have a clear plan. We're not actually committed to a vision of success or fulfillment for us because we don't want to feel the pressure that comes with setting that goal and actually making the choices to start working for that goal. We also have the Eight of Wands in reverse, and with this card is saying that the fear of pressure and discomfort is derailing us from being able to, basically echoing what the Princess of Wands said, that it's preventing us from showing up in ways that we could show up in the world and making changes in the environment and having influence that we don't even know that we could have. And it is derailing us because we are just accepting in ourselves that we aren't going to handle that pressure well, so we're not even receptive to the opportunity to take the next steps towards our goals when they start to come in, because they will always come in. The universe runs on cycles, so there'll be cycles of opportunities being open to you, and it is up to you to, at those specific times, be open to those opportunities coming in. Because if you're not at that time, if you're not in alignment with divine timing, then you may have to wait till the next cycle to come around for you to be able to take the steps to your fulfillment. So how can we manage the fear of discomfort and the fear of pressure? For that, we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is telling us that we need to look head on into those fears. We need to address them. Before we even address them, we need to acknowledge them and we need to examine them. Why am I so afraid of this perceived discomfort? Why am I anticipating discomfort at all? What if we for a moment imagine where taking the steps towards our goals is actually easy and is actually freeing and peaceful and isn't just helping us in one area, but that effort echoes and magnifies throughout all our areas of life? What if we imagine that for a second, instead of imagining the discomfort, imagining what we may miss or what we may not accomplish? What if we imagine the best possible outcome at every single stage of our paths to fulfillment? What if that is the kind of attitude that we brought when we are faced with the choice about our feelings and the choice about our behaviors and our thoughts? What if we chose something positive and something hopeful and something amazing instead of something uncomfortable and something that's going to just derail us overall? So the last question is, what is our immediate next step on our path to overcoming pressure and discomfort and getting closer to where we want to be and getting closer to who we want to be. And for that, we have the Sun. And this again is echoing what the previous card said, the message that came through with that. We need to approach things with a brighter perspective. We need to shine light. We need to be the sun in our life. We're already the center of our life, right? So now we need to illuminate all of the things that orbit us. How do we do that? That is taking the time to feel everything. Those thought trains that you may typically distract yourself from, or that you may put an end to before you can really get to the root of why am I just listening to this thought of discomfort and pressure. So we need to go down that hole and actually figure out why we are thinking those things. We need to shine the light into the dark, dusty corners of our minds and of our hearts that are keeping us in the space of stagnation, in the space of reluctance and disbelief in ourselves, because we feel the discomfort that comes with change, and we decide that we are not strong enough to handle that. What if we take time to imagine that we are strong enough to handle those things? And we also have the Four of Wands in reverse. This card is saying that we need to take more time to appreciate the aspects of ourselves that are doing the work to take steps to the next level. Excuse me. We need to appreciate the aspects of ourselves that are even just thinking about what's the next step, even just thinking about what can we actually do to achieve what we want to do, because even just contemplating those things is better than being accepted and complacent in our thoughts and in our emotions. Because if we allow that to continue, then we just continue to exist in the space of never reaching fulfillment. So if you want to reach fulfillment, in addition to just examining the parts that are keeping us stagnant, we can appreciate the parts that are urging us toward achievement, fulfillment, and making the positive choices for us to create the positive outcome that we're looking for. With this card, I'm also getting a reminder that we are not alone. I personally struggle with this as well. I think that I have to do it all by myself, and a feeling of, if I tell people what I'm doing and then I don't consistently show up, or I slip up on my path, then I wasted my time and energy sharing with people, and I wasted their time and energy by listening to it. And it makes it hard for people to come and be that support for you when you are slipping up and you are kind of lagging behind where you want to be. You don't have to fear condemnation from them and fear pressure from the people that you look onto for support. You can tell them the ways that you're struggling and allow them to provide that support that they're really meant to be there for, instead of assuming that that conversation and that scenario is just going to be discomfort, uncomfortable, and full of pressure. And to round off the reading, we're going to pull a Moonology card. The card that we have is Luck is on Your Side, New Moon in Sagittarius. Thank you so much for watching this reading and receiving this message with me. I hope and I pray that it is beneficial to you and that it helps you take the next steps on your journey to your path to fulfillment. If you would like a personalized version of this reading for yourself, you can book at KiReadings.square.site. please like, comment, subscribe so that I can continue to grow and make these videos to support myself and to support the collective, the people that I want and am destined to serve, so that we can all impact each other on our paths to fulfillment. And I'll see you in the next video. Aboru, aboye, aboshishe, and blessings, everyone.